Hello, everybody, and welcome to chapter 4. So I kind of have this already set up for you guys, so you can just pause it and write down at least the first example so I don't have to take the time to write it. So 4.1 is intro to linear equations with two variables. So the two equations that we're mainly going to be dealing with over here, or formulas, are your slope-intercept form and your standard form. So slope-intercept form, obviously y equals ax plus b, or mx plus b, I'm sorry. And then standard form is ax plus by equals c. So for example 1, which point is a solution to 3x plus 4y equals -2? Is it going to be 2 -2 or 1 4/5? So this is the equation that we're trying to figure out, that we're focusing on over here. So what we really have to think is, if it's actually a solution, that means it has to make this ordered pair, has to make this equation true. So what you should think about this as is an ordered pair is nothing but x and y. And notice over here, there are two variables in this equation. So all I have to do is substitute in what x and y is and see if it makes this equation true. So let's go and do that. So I have 3, and then I'm going to plug in 2 for x, and then plus 4, and I'm going to plug in -2 for y, and I want to see if this whole thing is going to equal to -2. Okay, so 3 times 2 is 6, and then positive 4 times -2 is -8. I don't like it when people write plus a -8, just like it used to writing one sign or the other, and that should equal -2, and 6 minus 8 is indeed -2. So this one does work out. So yes, this is a solution. Okay, then I'm doing the exact same thing in 4b. Hold on, that's helpful. Okay, so I'm going to plug in the 1 in for x and the 5/4 in for y. So I'm going to have 3 times 1 over here, and then plus 4 times 5/4. And this should equal -2. So again, I'm just plugging in the x and y to this equation, seeing if it's true. So 3 times 1 is just 3. Whenever you're doing this, when our whole number is the same exact thing as the denominator, remember that they're both just canceling out, because this is technically 4/1. So anything in the numerator is going to cancel out with anything in the denominator. So this is just going to be 5. And then I have to see if that's equal to -2. 3 plus 5 is 8, which it does not equal -2. So this is not a solution. And that's pretty much just all that is. So now we're going to do the same exact thing, except for, and again, you can always pause it if I went too fast for you right there. We're going to do the same exact thing for an equation in slope-intercept form. So now I'm going to give you the equation y equals -3/4 x plus 5. Okay, and we're going to test 3 points this time. So A is going to be 12 -4. B is going to be 0, 7. And C is going to be -8, 11. Okay, so again, this is still my x, this is still my y. It's the same exact thing as we did the last time, except for now the x's and y's are going to be in different places. So make sure when you're plugging this in for y over here, you're plugging it in first. Make sure you're choosing that y value. So that -4 has to come first. So I have -4 equals -3/4. I'm going to plug in the 12 now for x, and then plus 5. So now I have -4. So again, when I have a whole number times a fraction, if I can do this whole number divided by the denominator, I'd like to do that first. So 12 divided by 4 is 3, and then I can multiply by the numerator. 3 times -3 is -9. Just makes my life a little bit more easier in my head. And then I add the 5. So -4 does indeed equal -4. So yes, this is a solution. Same thing over here. This is x, this is y. So I want to make sure that 7 equals -3/4 times 0. And that's really nice, because now I don't even have to worry about that fraction, because I just know 3/4 times 0 is a whole lot of nothing. So I have 7 equals 5. Not true. not a solution. Okay, I want you guys to try C just to make sure if you understand it or not. This one should be a solution. So just try to plug that in on your own time and see if it works out, because it should. Okay, now we're going to do it something a little bit different. We're going to change it up just slightly. All right, so example number 3. So complete the ordered pair. So I'm not asking you if it's a solution or not. I'm going to give you one of the ordered pairs, and I'm going to ask you to find the other one. So I'm either going to give you X or Y, and I'm going to ask you to find the other one. So this one, I am giving you 1, 9, and I'm sorry, 1 and then whatever. And then I am asking you to fill it in or try to figure it out using the equation y equals 4x plus 5. Okay, so all you really need to ask yourself is, what do I have? I have the x value. That means I'm going to take this x value and plug it into the x value here so I can eventually solve for y. So now I have y equals 4, and then I'm going to plug in the 1 for x, and then add the 5, and then y equals 4 plus 5, which means y does equal 9. I always end up saying the answer before we actually solve for it because that's just what I do. All right, now the same exact thing for B. Now I'm going to give you the point something 8. I'm going to try not to say the answer this time. And my equation is going to be y equals 3x minus 7. So again, you have to ask yourself, what am I giving you? I'm giving you the y value this time, which means you're going to plug it straight in there. So now I'm going to have 8 equals 3x minus 7. So this one I actually do have to solve. It's just a two-step equation. So add your 7 over 15 equals 3x. Divide by 3. Just going to write it over here. And then x equals 5. So then my ordered pair would just be 5, 8. Okay, so that's how you complete your ordered pair. Let's take this one step farther now. And again, you can always pause if I'm moving too fast for you. Example 4. So now, instead of completing the ordered pair, we are going to complete the table. So now I'm going to give you multiple ordered pairs, but you have to complete them. So the equation that I'm going to give you is in standard form this time. 5x minus y equals 9. And then the first table I'm going to give you to complete, and this is xy. I'm just going to give you a bunch of x values. Actually, I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to give you a y value as well. All right, so I'm giving you a couple of x values, and then I'm giving you a y value, and you have to solve for each one of these. So let's just start with the first one. So I am given an x as a 4. That means I have to plug it in for x. So I'm going to have 5 times 4, and then minus y equals 9. So 5 times 4 is 20, minus y equals 9. Subtract the 20, and I have negative y, never forget that negative thing in there, equals negative 11. But then I still have to divide by this negative 1. And then I get y equals positive 11. So that's going to complete the table over here. Y equals positive 11 when x equals 4. Now I'm moving on to this one. Now I'm given the y value, so I'm going to plug it in for y. So I'm going to have 5x minus positive 1. So it's just going to look like minus 1 equals 9 over here. Add the 1. 5x equals 10. Divide by 5. And then x equals 2. Okay, so that is my x value over here. So now x equals 2. And then what I want you guys to do, just to make sure you are understanding this, I want to make sure you are going to plug in the -1 in for x and see if you can get -14 out for y. So I want you guys to make sure you're understanding this and you can do it by yourself. So let's see if you plug in the -1, if you get out -14. Let's go to a different type of equation. So, well, what if I give you equations that look like this? Y equals 9 and x equals -3. Hopefully, what you are thinking as you are looking at these two equations is 6 letters should always pop into your head when you have one variable equals one number, and those are bucks hoy. So obviously the y is going to be the hoy, which means that this is a horizontal line with a 0 slope and a y equals equation, or the lines going through the y-axis. This guy is going to be your bucks, a vertical line with an undefined slope, and it has an x equals equation, or it goes through the x-axis because it's a vertical line. So no matter what kind of tables I really gave you here, so x, y, so say I gave you 5, 12, and -4, just like random numbers over here, what are going to be your y values? And this is really what you are doing. So if I have a horizontal line with a 0 slope, this is really the equation that I'm working with. Y equals 0x, and then my y-intercept is just going to be 9. So no matter what x value I'm plugging in for here, 0 times 5 is nothing, 0 times 12 is nothing, 0 times -4 is nothing, and every single time I'm just going to get 9 out because y equals 9. That horizontal line, I can have any x value I want, but that y is going to equal 9. I bet you can guess what's going to happen over here. So now, if I give you a bunch of different y values, then my x is just going to be still -3. This is not technically a function because it's just going to be a vertical line. So all my x is going to be 3. But if I really wanted to write an equation for it, I would have x plus 0y equals -3. So then you're plugging in, like if I plug in anything in for y, then I'm just going to get -3 out. So it just kind of makes sense that way. Okay, I think I'm going to stop it for right here. That'll be good enough for 4-1. So thank you for watching.